Can a blind man played by Al Pacino incentive a woman dress better than you? Or me? Probably not, because if you're watching this channel, you're definitely a little bit clued in and probably dress better than most. But could he dress better than most people today? Absolutely, I think so. He dresses in some very sharp suits, as we shall see, but in the end, I'd like you to tell me what you think, because there's a bit of a catch. So before we meet Lieutenant Colonel Frank Slade, let's meet Charlie Sims. The young private school student is dressed in preppy style. He has on light brown baggy cords, double pleats, brown loafers and a brown belt. And an interesting striped shirt that I really can't tell if it's brown or just dirty. And he has a striped tie which you might immediately assume is a school tie, but every student in this school seems to have a different tie on. He has a grey flannel sports coat on, and the whole outfit looks quite preppy and quite good if you're into that kind of style, with the exception of the white socks. Never wear white socks. They make people focus on your feet, take attention away from you, and they don't look good. The two exceptions would be if you're going to the gym and you're wearing gym socks, or if you're wearing white pants and some white sports shoes. Hi, I'm Michael, and welcome to my channel for the love of suits. If you're new here, we try to find inspiration on how to dress well from the best dressed men on the screen. We drop a new video every Wednesday and shorts throughout the week. And on his way to see Frank for the first time, we see he's wearing a very nice black wool overcoat. But before he gets to meet Frank, he gets involved in a little subplot which is going to detour him to see Principal Trask. And Trask is dressed as the ultimate college headmaster. He has on a grey Glencheck sports coat with a red overcheck. This is an excellent choice as it allows him to wear this dark red tie to pair with the jacket perfectly. And he has a grid shirt on. And I think if you remember my last video, I said I wasn't crazy about grid shirts, but this has a very small, tight grid, and I quite like this shirt. And beneath he wears dark grey pants, probably flannel. He's almost a cliche. We first meet Frank in his home, in a dark corner in the chair. And he's wearing a very dull, grey, casual button-down shirt. Nothing interesting at all, but to be honest, he's probably dressed better for someone who's staying at home than most people are these days. But he's getting ready to leave, and he's put on the first of many suits he's going to wear in this movie. It's a browny green suit. The jacket has a window pane check on it with very large peak lapels. I think you can immediately see that the jacket's shoulders do not fit very well. They're quite large. This movie is in '92, so I believe there was some shoulder padding left over from the '80s that they decided to use in this suit. He has on an in-stream brown striped tie. The knot is a little bit off. We'll forgive him for that. He is blind. But later when he sits down in the airplane, you can really see how bad those shoulders are. And when we get to the airport, we can see he has on a dark green overcoat with straps on the sleeves and epaulets on the shoulders. The trench coat is originally a military garment, and it's very suitable for Frank with his war background. Now next he is wearing an extremely interesting suit. Let's take a look at it. For the moment, let's just overlook those giant shoulders. He almost reminds me of his role in Dick Tracy in this scene, but this is a very curious suit. It is a double pinstripe suit, but the pinstripes are diagonal and not straight. That is very unusual. Underneath he wears a grey shirt with an unusual choice of an unstructured collar. Matched with that he has on a vintage tie with diagonal stripes, but clearly not an institutional stripe. If you're enjoying this video so far, then please hit that like button. And better yet, subscribe and hit the notifications bell. It really helps the channel and I really appreciate it. Also check out our comments section. We have a great community there. And here we have one of my favourite scenes in any movie, and we've seen a couple before. It's the fitting scene with the tailor called to your room. I've already covered the one in Ocean's 11 here, and also The Night Manager, which is my favourite one so far. Most of us will never experience this, but we can enjoy it vicariously. The suit itself is a worsted wool, light grey Glencheck with a red overcheck. Again, it has double pleats and peak lapels. With that, he is purchasing a nice crisp white shirt with a tab collar. The purpose of the tab collar is to allow your tie knot to stand out as it goes over the tab once buttoned. Shoulders are still too big and I think the vest is a little baggy, but it's still a beautiful suit despite the fit. I see the words Prince of Wales and Glenchecks often applied to the same fabrics. It is a little confusing and it's quite difficult to discern the two. Originally I thought and was told by many tailors that a Prince of Wales check was a Glencheck with an overcheck on it, such as the red stripe in this one. But that's not so. The Prince of Wales check is actually a slightly different design and a different scale, where it takes a very, very keen eye to be able to spot the difference. Or if you're inquiring with the tailor about suits, do not be afraid to get them mixed up. Many tailors get them mixed up too. And also, most people believe that it is so named after the Prince of Wales, who used to wear lots of Prince of Wales checks. Actually, it was his grandfather that created the design, and that is why it is named the Prince of Wales. And over that, he has thrown an absolutely beautiful cashmere sand-coloured overcoat. And he has accessorized this perfectly with a dark red necktie and matching dark red scarf. They give all the neutral colours he's wearing quite a nice lift. Charlie has on a black suit with a blue button-down collar shirt. Also a black coat over the top. I'm guessing Charlie chose the black fabric. The cutthroat razor scene. We see this frequently in these kind of movies. I've never experienced it myself. A couple of years ago I switched to a double-edged or safety razor. It is a very smooth shave. But Charlie has on a very nice ancient madder tie. Frank is wearing the same suit and overcoat, but he has switched the shirt and tie. He has on a nice striped shirt and a dark navy tie. Both of them are blue and they strengthen each other, even though he's wearing a Glencheck suit with an overcheck of red. And in this later scene, we see Frank back in the original clothes he came in, with the exception of wearing his brand new white shirt. And Frank is wearing his double diagonal pinstripe suit again with the peak lapels. With the exception of this time he's wearing the tab collar shirt that he bought in New York with the superb paisley navy tie to go with it. Looking very serious for this mock courtroom situation for the finale. I feel there's a real lesson here about style versus fashion. These are some superb suits, I feel, ruined by the oversized gigantic shoulder look of the 80s left over into the early 90s. This is proof that classic style will overrule fashion every time. Always stick with classic cuts, they will see you through in the long run. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments. I look forward to reading them because we have a fantastic comment section. Thank you for watching through to the end of the video, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next week with a new video. And I'd like to give a shout out to some of our new members. I'm going to have to read out the names just to be sure I get them right. I'll probably still pronounce them wrong. Scott Mayer, J3, Samir Hafiz, Timothy Pantages, and Michael Winslow. Thank you very much, guys, for joining the membership.